So let's talk about DuckTales.
Woo.
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna do the song.
Yeah. Also, I'm sure you're aware they're not ducks; they're kappas.
Yes. It's just really fun that there's like 3 of them and they have 3 very distinct personalities. And it's like, oh, this is just Huey, Louie, and Dewey. But yeah.
I like the Digimon that's the focus of the episode. I'd never seen him before, but his design is great. I really like it.
I think I've seen these things before somewhere. I think I saw them in like Redigitize or something. I kind of forgot that these things exist. I was like, oh yeah, looking back here, I wasn't too war on them. Like, I do like them as a design. It's like, you know what? Yeah, the CDs are pretty fun.
I'm talking about the ultimate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that form's pretty rad, actually. I'm like, yeah, the Kappa Digimon, yeah, these are good for like a rookie design, and you learn their champions, and it's like, oh.
The rookie is Kamimon.
Yeah, Kamimon,
K-A-Mon.
Okay, yeah.
He's like a turtle. Like, he's actually a turtle.
Yes. Alright, yeah, I'm looking things up, yeah. Right, these are Guapamon. Okay, yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, Kamimon. And the next form is Shaudramon. Shaudramon? Probably pronounce it. It's probably good enough. It's like, man, I like these things way more as rookies than I do as champions. As champions, it just feels kind of odd.
I think I like this whole line, actually.
I don't know, I'm looking at Kamimon, and it's like, you know, I like a good look at it. It's like,
Also, why'd they spell... I could have swore this Digimon's name was something else. Shaujamon?
Yeah, because in the episode they call him, like, Shaujamon or something, like S-H-O-U-mon, or S-H-A-U? S-H-A-U.
I don't know.
So probably just, like, different translations of the same, like, kanji.
Yeah, I don't know. All I do know is that he's cool. I like his design a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just, like, bring this dude up for a second so we can just be like, you know what? At least they get to a cool place. At least these Kappa things do turn to something pretty rad.
It's not often that you see a line where it's just like, yeah, I'd like to see where that goes, and then it turns into something cool. But we get, like, this like, warrior Kappa with, like, a Naruto headband covering his eyes. I don't know, there's something really cool about his design.
Yeah, this is the big, crazy, like, you know, crescent-shaped spear with, like, a revolver butt at the other end of it.
Yeah.
Like a revolver cylinder. It's like, yeah. That's the DuckTales Voice OT version. Yeah, it's a nice design, yeah.
He's Kappa Sasuke.
I feel like there is one big takeaway from this episode, and really only one big takeaway, which is the, like, I guess 2 takeaways, because first, this thing looks cool. Second thing is that, oh, hey, I guess Angormon really is just all fluff, huh? Because as soon as he gets wet, he just slims down super hard.
I love how he looks without all the extra fluff.
It's a really fun little gag. Oh yeah, also something out the human world isn't made for Digimon, and we get a flashback to another big thematic episode about that.
Yeah. But, oh, lost it. Oh yeah, it's such a fun gag that they do it again later in the episode.
Yes. Man, like, so the big thing of this episode is that there is a factory that's polluting the river, and like, because
unintentionally.
yeah, and because of human pollution, it's like screwed up this ultimate level Digimon, and it's like make him just, send his minions out to kidnap humans so he can eat them. It's like destroying the little like beads on his neck that keep his inner like beast in check. So, that's a problem. We have to stop that.
Yeah. And my thought was like, oh, so that first guy at the beginning of the episode to set up the premise of this episode, he's dead. But apparently not, because the Guapamon have been secretly letting them escape. Because they don't want their boss to actually eat people.
Yeah, they're good dudes. They're just like, alright, please don't come back if you know what's good for you. Got it?
Yeah. Although it's weird that they're like, no, leave, don't come over here, whatever, and they grab them anyways.
Yeah. Oh, man. As they have to at least, like, bring them over, otherwise the boss would get suspicious. And it's like, no, they sort of escaped at some point. Sorry, boss.
Yeah, we're not sure what happened. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, they just managed to swim away after we call them. Ah, dang it. They slipped out of our grasp again, huh?
Yeah, these humans are better at swimming than we thought.
these humans are way better at this than we expected. And, like, they just grab the kid from Mac and me, just bring him onto the beach. They see he's in a wheelchair. They're like, crap, this isn't gonna work. We need a new excuse. This one won't fly.
Or will he?
It won't fly. Oh, it's so dumb.
Also, yeah, you were when you thought I was talking about the Guapamon, you mentioned their design's pretty good. I actually do like it. I like that the CD is like the weird digital aspect to the digital monster, but it also doubles as like the dish that Kappa have on their heads.
Yeah, I actually didn't think of that. That's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And I feel like if I just looked at this thing line up, it'd probably grow on me way more, Like, I feel like it's one of those where it's like,
It's not a super appealing design, but, like, I appreciate, like, just that it's a Kappa, like, the design.
There's
and,
definitely,
like, the inspiration for it.
There's definitely, like, appealing elements about it, I think. It's definitely not, like, it's not garbage, but it's not a home run either, right?
It's fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Honestly, if the two episodes we're going to talk about, I like this one a lot more.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I like this one a lot more, even though it's mostly like, oh, what's going on with the weird Kappa rumors and people getting kidnapped, and then they just fight for the second half of the episode. But the animation's really cool, and I like the Digimon's designs and everything.
I'm gonna reveal I don't really care about this episode at all. We're gonna have like really different opinions on these, I feel like. Because my takeaway was like, okay, yeah, whatever, there's Kappa going around kidnapping people, okay. It's like the mystery was just kind of whatever. It's like, alright, boss is just bad. Alright, he's just eating people. Sure. I think Kyo episode's way better. Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, you get into a fight, and it's like, it's a solid fight. I'll give credit where it's due. It's a good fight, like, Weisspawn fights him underwater, and, we get something that really frustrates me, which is that it's like, I thought boosting the strength of the signal would mean they'd, like, be able to just stay in ultimate form during a battle. Turns out, no, the time limit is still a thing. Literally, all it did is it just gave them the ability to warp Digivolve. Like, that's all it did.
That's all it did.
Yeah, Kyokab just carrying the show, so that might be a good thing. Oh, yeah.
There is There is something that frustrates me about this episode, and then it's that they know that going out at night is dangerous. That's been established, and it's like, okay, really, don't go out and look for the Kappa. And it's like, oh, okay, I won't. And then she does exactly that.
Yeah, it's like, at least, get your friends on your side so you can just, like, search in, like, a group in case something happens.
Yeah, she brings Angoramon and Espamon with her, but then she's like, okay, you go look over there, and Goramon, you go fly out into the lake and look, and then she's left by herself at the shoreline.
Oh, hey, we have like 2 Digimon with us. You know what we should do? Let's split up.
Let's split up?
Let's split the party. Always the smartest and most logical thing to do.
Every time.
Listen, when has splitting the party ever gone wrong? Why, I bet there's not a single, and she's gone.
Yeah, she gets grabbed. Also, Lamormon, I'm always happy to see him.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna spoil anything. Apparently there is like a new design in the Val bracelets that shows what Lamortmon's Mega is going to look like in sprite form. Without like giving any details, because it's in the Discord. You can look at it if you want. Yeah, his Mega form looks pretty cool. Honestly, yeah.
I've only seen the sprite, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, alright, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look really cool. I actually do like how it looks a lot. Like, I have really high hopes that, like, when they translate this to an actual, like, image, it's gonna look really cool, too.
I hope so. Because, I already like Lamormon a lot. I like Angoramon's evolution line a lot in general.
Yeah, like... I don't know what I was expecting. I'm really liking Angoramon's forms way more than I thought I would. Because at first I was just like, oh, well, he's just a weirdo little, like, dude. I don't know, maybe he's gonna be like, like a hiker or like a Bigfoot or something. And it's like, no, we're getting, like, super cool blade-themed, like, knight princely Digimon, and then like giant monster, just wild crazy form with swords.
Berserker rabbit.
Berserker Night Rabbit. It seems like the Mega form is gonna be combining these two aspects together to be like really cool Beast Knight. And you know what? I love that.
Yeah. Also, I always enjoy that Lamormon seems to be just barely controlling it. Like,
yes.
He seems like he's going to lose it at any moment, because like he goes to finish the fight with this guy that you're seeing.
Yeah.
And Ruli sees he's about to do like the finishing blow, and she's like, Lamormon, stop, or whatever. And like he stops with an inch between his neck and his claw. Like he was going to kill him.
Oh yeah, straight up. Like, if all the Ultimates, if all the Ultimates had something like this to them, then I'd understand using champion forms first a lot more.
Yeah. Well, he never actually goes out of control. That's the important thing. Is it's like, he's wild, but he's not like uncontrollable.
Man. What's the deal in the card guy? I forget what it was. Like, there is something where it's like Lamortmon just straight up like has to attack each turn unless there's a tamer or something.
That's pretty good.
Hang on, let me look it up real quick. It'll only take like 2 seconds. Okay, yeah. What's the library? Okay, yes. Okay, if you don't have a tamer in play when attacking, lose 2 memory. So he just goes berserk.
Oh no.
Yeah, you need a tamer. But on the flip side, because of that restriction, he can attack twice a turn. And like, he just straight up has like way more power than your average ultimate. Lamortmon is a beast.
Yeah. I'm just imagining a scenario where Ruli's going to get really hurt and Lamormon's going to go absolutely ballistic.
Man, if that's how they get the Mega, that's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna like that a lot. That's gonna be rad.
It would be kind of cool if we saw Lamormon go, like, Dark Evolution for a moment.
I don't think we're gonna get that, but I really like
know.
like, oh yeah, he's going out of control and he's losing, and Ruri is in danger, and like, someone's to save Ruri so she can snap him out of it, and that pushes him to go Mega.
Yeah. I think they're didn't we kind of get that the first time Lamormon appeared?
Sort of? I forget, yeah.
Ruli was in danger from, what was it, the not the werewolf, but whatever it was supposed to be.
Yeah, his Mega's turned out to be part of the Ace Design crew. Feel if this was more for a show, the whole going berserk would be a plotline. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is gonna go nowhere, but I wish it would. It's kind of a passive plot thread, if anything. Yeah. I really wish all the, like, actual evolution episodes were really, like, thematic and, like, interesting and stuff, and not just, like, like a normal fight happens and suddenly a character is like, oh, I can do this, and their Digimon evolves.
Yeah.
I don't know, do we have anything else to say out this episode? Because this is the big Digimon humans can't live together thing again, but, like, more direct.
Yeah.
Like, Hero just straight up says, like, I guess this world really isn't made for Digimon, is it? So, yeah, but him to go about to control the beast would be cool. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, moving on. Okay, I am really curious what you're going to say about this episode.
I mean, nothing too crazy. It's just, we spend most of the episode with, so Kyo gets kidnapped because he was, like, bragging in front of a shrine. It's like, oh yeah, I'm like the king of knowledge or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever he was saying. And that caught the ear of a Digimon. And he kidnaps him in the night, and he's like, okay, we're going to quiz each other. For every answer we can't answer, like, if I ask you a question and you can't answer, I get some of your knowledge, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And that's the episode for most of it, is Kyo gets kidnapped, and the first night he wins some knowledge, but then every other night he just loses more and more.
Yeah.
And everybody else is... It's just... Hero notices Kyo suspiciously leaving his room in the middle of the night and, like, walking downstairs.
Yeah.
And, like, he's just like, okay, this... whatever. Take Gamamon to the bathroom or whatever. And, like, doesn't think about it. While Kyo is clearly, like... He's forgetting who people are, including at one point Hero and Ruli themselves. And, like,
yeah, okay, alright, yeah.
It's the frustration of, okay, we know what's going on, the other characters are stupid and they're not investigating further when something suspicious is clearly happening. Right. And I'm just waiting for something to happen where somebody realizes it and we get the climax and this episode ends.
Okay, I was gonna be like, oh, once again, it's like, no, actually, no, that's a really good point, actually. I don't even disagree with that.
It's just, I know they have to be dumb to have a plot, but they don't have to be this dumb.
Yeah, that's really dumb, actually. Yeah, no, that's actually true. Yeah, that's a, like, super fair point.
It's every time something weird happens, and they're like, huh, that's weird. Anyways, back to what we were doing before.
So, I think, like, at first I was gonna be like, oh, he just, because Kyo's just, like, smart, and he's just, like, doing trivia for kids or whatever. The Digimon's just gonna screw him over. I'm like, okay, I'm not that fond of that. And they do something...
The way they beat Balmon is my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah. Well, at first it's like, alright, Kyo's got knowledge. It's like, okay, they he just gets abducted and stuff, and he gains a bit of insight and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, this is just gonna be like Digimon just show up and just screw with people for the sake of it. And they do something that I really like that I wish they did in more episodes, which is that, the horror comes from, Kyo having, a flaw that feeds into this, where it's like, he once prays and he gains this bit of knowledge, and he's like, oh, okay, I'll willingly go along with this. I want more. I can, become better.
Yeah, Balmon feeds him the knowledge to solve a problem the next day, and that hooks him on the idea of getting more knowledge, and that was the trap.
Yeah, it's like, there's actual, agency to this, where it's like, okay, Kyo's not just being, punished because, he had a bad run with the Digimon. He is, opting into this, and it's like, it's like his ego that's the problem. It's like, he can't get out of his own way, and that's what's, causing the issue here. And he just gets into a sunk cost fallacy and just starts, spiraling. And it's like, I'm like, alright, I'm interested. This is a good setup. And it just sort of, goes, and the more things he loses, the more he just keeps spiraling, because he knows less things to, throw at him. Yeah, it's one of the issues where episodic storytelling, I give praise, just say it generally is poor writing. Oh yeah, that's the well-written part of the issues, the episode. Oh yeah. That was the well-written part of the episode. Yeah. I wish more of these episodes would, take, a flaw or, some, part of a character's personality or their characterization or whatever, and, actually expand on that to, create the conflict. I think that's a way better way to do these types of things,
I kind of feel like Kyo is the only one with, a somewhat realistic personality.
Yeah, kind of.
Hero is a smart, all-around good kid. He's the protagonist. He's the hero character. Ruli is the girl of the group. Yeah, admittedly, she has a social media presence and a fan group or whatever. But Ruli's fine, but
I'll give really praise that she's more, she's an influencer, and she's more socially minded. But it's it's not really that well of a fleshed out character. Kyo
she's more of a character than Hero.
And you get to Kyo, and he is very clearly defined character flaws and issues. And
he was a cowardly otaku with a whatever it would be for the he's burdened by a lot of stress because he's actually really smart, so much so that apparently I think they said he has a doctorate in something.
Yeah, even Balmon just looks at him and he's like, oh, so this is the representation of your knowledge. It's actually more than most humans.
Yeah. Don't get it twisted, Kyo is a very smart kid. Yeah. But he's still a dumb kid with flaws.
Yeah, he is very clear flaws and positives and really clearly defined character traits. And it makes him feel a way more complete person than the R2, I feel like. Because it's alright, Hero's smart, he's kind of he's kind of pragmatically minded, and he just really likes helping people. It's okay, those are all good traits, but there's not really any flaws there, right? There's no part where it's oh, Hero's a bit egotistical, or he's he's reckless, or whatever, and that's something you can work with. Whereas
he doesn't, he doesn't even have the simple main character flaw of he's overconfident or impatient, and Tai, who pushes Greymon to evolve and therefore causes Skull Greymon.
You know what? I just realized Hero should have the flaw of he wants to help people too much, therefore he should be exerting himself too hard more often. Like, that should be his flaw, that, you know, he pushes himself and, like, just tries to, like, take on too much because of him wanting to help people, yeah.
I just realized we've seen one flaw with Hero, and it's not even a character flaw, but they turn this flaw into a plus in the episode it happens in, and said he's a terrible singer.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real, that's less of a character flaw, and that's more of like a quirk, right? That's a character quirk.
Yeah, that's fair. It's still like, oh, we got something negative about Hero, but they twist it to be a good thing. And it's like, alright.
Yeah. He and Cav had that episode, but it wasn't the bonus point. Yeah, it's like, there should be more episodes where Hero's, like, you know, trying to take on too much responsibility, and he's, like, getting in over his head. And, you know, you bring in the friend group, you bring in the other tamers, and, you know, Ruli's, like, more understanding, and Kyo's, like, supportive, and they, like, help him through it, right? Like, that should be a more consistent thing. Because, of course, yeah. That's how I do it, at least. But, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get more character development for Hero later.
Maybe.
Oh, I guess it's not worth mentioning. It's just the previous episode they do the stupid thing where Espimon is still looking for the quote-unquote real hero.
Man, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. We get a preview for the next episode, and we see Clockmon. So it's like people are sitting there being like, oh wait, is the next episode actually going to matter? Is this actually finally going to be another plot episode? Because we see Plotmon, we see Espimon, and I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this real hero thing is going to actually come to a head finally. Maybe it'll actually mean something.
Doubt it. All I remember from the preview mostly is that I think it's like a silhouette of Hero with horns.
Yeah. But yeah, we might get something next episode. It seems very possible that we might finally, like, you know, maybe not get our Mega Forms, but maybe we'll finally get the Gulus Gamamon Ultimate form, and maybe that'll be, like, a thing.
Maybe. It'd be nice for something important to happen.
But yeah, so we just kind of go through episode. Kyo just keeps, like, losing knowledge. He's, like, forgetting his friends and, like, family and stuff. He's, like, forgetting his dorm mates and his job. And it's like, alright, everyone has to, like, you know, go in and, like, follow him so they can, like, you know, help Kyo out and, like, you know, just find a way to, like, solve things. And that's where we finally, formally, actually meet the villain of the episode, freaking Ballmon. So, I don't know if I've, like, already mentioned anything about this Digimon. Does anything about this seem familiar to you, Lucky?
I thought it was Mummymon at first.
Oh.
Like, like when it first started revealing him, I thought it was Mummymon.
Oh, that'd be wild.
I was like, what? There was something about his design that reminded me of him. But yeah, no, that's the only thing, really.
Yeah. So this is a pre-evolution to Beelzebon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you're looking at this on, like, the streamer, but you can see he's got the gauntlet, and he's, like, got the hair and stuff, right? And he has, like, the little, like, third eye thing.
Next form, Beelzebon, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. It's actually really interesting, because, like, so for a while, like, Impmon's canon evolution has been, like, Wizardmon, and then it's, like, Wizardmon something, which they usually, like, put as, like, you know, like, Skullmiramon or whatever, and Beelzebon. And it's, like, this is, like, them giving them an actual ultimate to tie the two forms together. To be
instead
like,
of it having to be Skullmiramon.
Yeah, which is kind of thing, but also, like, you know, like, definitely not, like, you know, enough to fill the gap. So we have this, which is really more of, like, a Wizardmon ultimate than a Beelzemon ultimate, because it's all about, like, knowledge and spells and stuff, but they're definitely trying to, like, visually tie them together, and I think it works really well like that. I think it looks really cool.
I see. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and because of that, there's like actually some weird lore where it's like, I don't know how true this is. Someone just mentioned it in the concert war, but it's like, apparently this thing is like supposed to be like less of like a pre-evolution and more of like an alternate form of Beelzemon that's treated as a pre-evolution. And that's why, like, Beelzemon isn't like a scholar. Which honestly, yeah, makes sense. Weird but interesting way to do it. But also, I think it works, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that the wiki was like, this is Beelzemon 2010 anime. Specifically.
Yeah.
So it's like the Cross Wars Beelzemon, whose design I don't much care for.
Yeah, X-Cross Wars Beelzemon just kind of sucks. I'm gonna be real, I don't like him at all.
Not crazy about it.
It's like way too much light on like a Digimon that's supposed to be like a dark freaking like, like demon lord type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his design Ghost Game. It's a little different but clean. Oh, is it different? Yeah, he's kind of plot pulling X-Cross Wars. Okay, yeah. I figured he was like from X-Cross Wars. I just didn't know like what the deal was. But okay, yeah. Sounds like X-Cross Wars in general. Yeah, a lot of like X-Cross Wars redesigns and stuff just aren't great, but that series does have some wares, I'll say. Like
all I know about Cross Wars is that from what I understand, most of the evolution comes from main character megazording together with his friends.
Yeah.
Or the main character's Digimon megazording together with his friend's Digimon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's like yeah.
It's like that's fine, I guess. At least it didn't become like a thing in later series.
Yeah, I like that as like a one-off gimmick. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'll have to like see how they do it, because like I'm sure this is gonna get really dumb really fast, but I honestly do like the idea of like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like fuse all these Digimon together, and it's gonna be like the type of fusion where you can, clearly see like what each individual form is like adding to the equation, It's like, oh, we fuse with this, then we get like, fly. This is how we get the sword, this is like how we get this or that. And it just sort of like keeps going. Like, I really like that aspect of it. I think that lends to like some really good designs. X-Cross Wars isn't my jam, but there's some positive points. There's a reason Digimon took another break after it ended. Yeah. Oh, we'll get
the Cross Wars eventually, but our next series is Savers, I believe.
Yeah, how do we actually want to do that now we finish Frontier? Do we want to, like, do the movie and then the first 3 episodes of Savers? Or do we want to just, like, because we only have, like, 1 episode of Ghost Game, and usually those don't even, like, mean anything. So we could probably, like, like, work that in and still have, like, a pretty solid time frame.
Well, we usually do the non-Ghost Game series in batches of 2 at a time. So maybe the Frontiers movie and then the first 2 episodes of Cross Wars.
Yeah, that. Wait, no, isn't Savers like Data Squad?
Savers is Data Squad, yes.
Okay, yeah, that's the next series before Cross Wars.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Okay, yeah. We still have to listen, we have to get through like the better, more Greymon line before we get to X-Cross Wars. Fight me. Oh man. But yeah, do we have anything else for you to say about this?
Not particularly, no. Oh no, there is something else to mention.
Oh?
Yeah, the way they defeat Balmon.
Oh yeah.
The way they beat Balmon, and I don't know how they thought to do this immediately. It's kind of weird. But it's just like, okay, let's throw random trivia at him that of course he wouldn't know.
Yeah, I really like that, like, all the trivia they throw at him is, like, character-specific stuff.
Yeah. It's like if you needed to, was it peel an apple or something? Peel a fruit of some kind and you don't have a peeler, what could you use to peel it with? And it's like, it's the lid of a bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's such a weird little thing, and it's like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. And then
why not?
I like that Jellymon's not that bright, and so she tries to ask a question that Kyo would have known.
Yeah.
And Balmon has taken Kyo's knowledge. So she asks a question that Kyo would have known, and he knows it, and she's like, ah, crap.
She does, like, come through in the end, though, because, like, yeah, this is the episode where Jellymon does the warp evolution, which means nothing, but screw it, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we should mention that, I guess. That's the gimmick of these past 3 episodes. It's like, okay, every character's gonna do their warp evolution, and this is Jellymon's episode. Last one was Agoramon's.
Yeah.
And then the first episode where warp evolution was introduced was Gamamon's.
Makes sense.
But yeah, after making him fail several times because they're just asking him like random trivia that he wouldn't know, he snaps and he starts attacking them. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they just keep asking him these bullshit questions. And he's like, well, how am I supposed to know, like, what lighting setting you need for, like, an Instagram? What the crap's wrong with you?
Yeah.
This ain't knowledge, stupid. This ain't scholarly.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, gaining knowledge is, like, related to the universe, the mysteries of the universe and all this crap. And the moral of the episode is that, like, nah, random trivia is still knowledge.
Yeah. It's basically the Avatar bit where, like, Sokka gives Wan Shi-ton, like, the butterfly knot. And he's like, yeah, see, that's knowledge. That counts. And he's like, you're not very bright, are you? Yeah. He's like, I suppose it'll work.
He's just like, fine, I'll take it. Avatar's so good.
It's so good. Man, I've been, like, watching through it with Lugia, who see it for the first time, and man, it's kind of crazy how much of it both does and, like, kind of doesn't hold up as much on a rewatch. Because it's, like, it's such a good show, and you'll also be like, well, yeah, this is also, like, an episodic kids show. So there are just points where it's like, oh, it feels like this character thing should have, like, taken place over a few more episodes. But, like, it's fine. It's fine for what it is, yeah.
All the stuff
it holds up really well, yeah.
Yeah.
All the stuff they're living now will be considered very informative 200 years from now. Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, do we have anything else to really say about this?
I'll just say Avatar holds up way more often than it doesn't. Also,
oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, the trick that they use to beat Balmon ultimately is that Ismon is like, all right, this is for all the rest of his knowledge, and it's like, all right, I'll ask you this question about Kyoto, and he's like, I'm from Kyoto, and she's like, that's fine.
Guys, starting like, Sarah's next week. You know what? Honestly, yeah, that'd probably work out. That'd probably be a good time to do it.
How many Frontiers movies are there? Is there just one?
I think there's just one, so yeah, we should be able to just, like, yeah, just do a Frontier movie and, like, 2 Savers episodes. Yeah, that'll work.
Let's see how much we have to say about the Frontier movie before we move on to Savers.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because it could take up a good amount of time.
Alright, would it be Bardas do the Frontier movie and then, like, the, normal Ghost Game episode to just call it a stream? I think that'd be fine, yeah.
Maybe. Like I said, if we don't have much to say about the Frontiers movie, then we could probably do the Sabers episodes.
Yeah, it might be good to, like, wait a week for Sabers thing, because, like, I don't know what I'll have to, like, say about, you know, like, we're doing 2 episodes of a new season. It might take a bit to actually, like, you know, really dig into things and, like, you know, just say everything I want to say about it.
Okay.
Alright, but yeah.
I want more important things to happen in Ghost Game, but what else is new?
Right, so they're like, oh yeah, knowledge, this one's for all the marbles. Oh hey, and this book series, or... No, it's like, how many gates are there in, like, Kyoto or something? And
yeah,
he's like,
that's easy, 503.
And they're like, actually...
Nope. Kyo just bought the, what is it? He
donated for a new gate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are now officially going. Yeah, there are 504 gates, and here's the, like, certificate to prove it.
And Kyo's like, here's a picture on my phone.
And it's like, you know what? Yeah, that's clever. I really like that.
Yeah. Another moral of the story is what is knowledge is always changing or something.
Yeah. Like, the pursuit of knowledge is never ending. And it's like, you know what? Awesome. Yeah, that's so good and thematic. And just, like, outside of everyone just completely ignoring an obvious Digimon event, as is the norm, this is a really good episode. Like, I really like this one.
Yeah.
Like, if more Ghost Game episodes were, like, this quality, I'd have way fewer complaints about Ghost Game being episodic. What we live now will be very informative. Man, I really hope that everyone saves all those, like, fake verified checkmark memes for the future, because I feel like history books will have to reference that at some point.
Back in 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter and screwed the whole thing up.
He really messed it up, and then we just sort of were like, oh, what if we just do bad thing back to him? And it worked, and it cost advertisers billions of dollars. So yeah, if we go to the chart, yeah. I don't know, I feel like this is pretty, like, fair. So how much of these episodes were bullshit?
I don't know.
And I feel like, you know, the Kappa episode saying that's, like, a thematic plot episode it's probably, like, you know, pretty on point. I feel like that's kind of like, yeah, I kind of have to give it to it, right?
Sure.
It's like this one, as much as I liked it, there's literally nothing tying it to literally anything. This is like pure filler. I like it, but boy is this pure filler.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a fair, like, call. Yeah, I feel like that's fair. There's no, like, you know, like, character introductions or anything like that that are gonna come back in a meaningful way. So yeah, anything else we want to say before we wrap this up then?
Nah, that's all I got.
Twir live, twir die. I see it as a win. Twir be like, I live, I die, I live again, and it sprays the foam in its mouth, but does it too much and it just dies for real. Alright, see you guys around.
Yep, later.
Later.